All right, with it fully built, it's finally time to drop it in. I'm just skipping around. These are cool. DEI, designed by engineering, or engineering by, I don't know what the hell it's called. Looks like I only bought one of those, and I thought I bought two. But man, it's the coolest stuff. Check it out. It's like a high temp cotton thing, but it's got this on the outside. So if you work on it, you shouldn't get as much fiberglass stuff on you at all, hopefully. So I cut out these shapes to cover up the manifolds. I got one off. That's just to make it easier to install. Twin kits are honestly really difficult to work on, and I really hope this works out, so I'll just take this motor out. Look at that. So that's gonna cover the manifold. Turbo's tucked up nice. Clearance everywhere, barely. Literally everything is super close and tight. It is, it's a really tough way to do it. This is a little bit of a nightmare. It does look cool though. You gotta hand it to it. It does look cool. All right, I'm gonna install this thing. Here we go. And to give you an idea of how tight it is, like, that's why I don't have one manifold on, but it's like super up close to everything here, pretty much touching everything here. And then you gotta clear the transmission too. So like, even just putting the engine in and out is a task. I mean, pulling motors is a task in itself already, but way harder doing it with a twin kit. Look at it, just touching everything. So sweet, finally got it all the way in, about as in as it can get at least. So now I'm going to talk about why I'm probably not going to make this for anybody. It's just too labor intensive for a lot of this stuff. And if you do it this way, you will kind of be forced to do a full race car conversion in a way. No AC, of course. It does make it easier to run the piping on this side. And you can see I have my pulleys set up to not really run a AC compressor. This side's going to be real tricky to get the intake pipe through here. But I think there's just enough space to go through here, and then the inlet of the turbo's there. That part, that circle there, will actually go down below. It will actually look very similar to this side. Yeah, so it just goes through that thing and that thing. Same thing on the other side. Oh yeah, these are cool. They're on Amazon, but just these little PQI Vangean clamps. Vibrant, super expensive. PQI, ooh, dirty. Oh god, I hit the button. Okay, yeah, PQI, Amazon. Vibrant's great, but it is quite pricey. And the PQI ones are like $30-something a piece. And it's like the same thing dimensionally. Like the clamps are all interchangeable with Vibrant. So it's like, why wouldn't you buy a PQI? But the O-rings are cheap, but you can replace those with Vibrant O-rings. So a really good life hack there. Reason I didn't just buy someone else's kit like Fast Intentions, not really because of the money part, but because I'm a drifter, so I have my rack relocated. You can see like that blue subframe there. And with the rack relocated, the steering column moves. And when the steering column moves, I can no longer guess that my fitment's going to be good with the Fast Intentions manifolds. Because the turbo, and I'm going to show you in a second, the turbo gets super close to that amongst a lot of other things. And I wanted to just do all that custom my own way so it'd be somewhat serviceable and easy to work on. Because I do take this car to the track and I want to be able to work on it in a pinch. And I just don't think I was going to be able to get that with someone else's kit. So I'm going to go underneath and show you what that looks like. All right, so first, oh yeah, shout out to Hussam for getting me this slick little steering U-joint here. Because as it was rotating, it was actually touching the bottom of the turbo. But put that on there, it clears it pretty good. And you can also see how close the clearance is between the starter and the turbine housing. Kind of hard to see, but like, right here to right here. It's like an inch. Pretty good, I think. Some of the other kits are real close. Now here's where all the hard stuff is and why it was incredibly difficult making this. Again, I ain't doing this for no one else. Like, you couldn't pay me enough. This was insane. But that's how close we are to the starter again. Turbo is real close to the body, but not touching. And then again, my steering rack is moved like forward towards the front of the car. So that means the steering shaft also moves forward. So I had to get this turbo as high up and as forward as I possibly could. And that was incredibly difficult with what's felt like millimeters of clearance in like this direction, down, up. That was a very incredibly difficult manifold to make. And I really hope it flows well because I made it as best as I could with the space I had. This side, however, not really a big problem. The wiring harness is on this side, but I got some more of that DEI shielding that I stuck in there, so that should help out with that. So you can see the drain there, just simple 10 AN, curl around the engine mount, no big deal. And then I had to weld elbows and all my compressors to make that stuff fit. I've crawled out from under the car, and I think I showed all the important stuff. I'm actually actively doing the fab work as I'm installing the motor because, just trying to do both at the same time. It really works when they're in unison, so you can, build the motor in a way that allows for clean fab work. It's sort of not really. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Got a downpipe. Is it still hot? A little hot. This is all made of scraps. As you can see, I just got like odd lengths that I just kind of took from my scrap pile over there. Also, I like T, yeah. So the other one looks pretty similar to that. Pipe's a pipe. So it's dual 3-inch. Should be plenty fine all the way up to like well over 1,000. And now fast forwarding a little bit more. It's getting really close. So I get to actually do a little overview of the entire thing. It's all very, very new. You have the dual in, dual out Treadstone intercooler, custom bars, bent that. And try to make the welds purty, or at least purty enough. Still got a lot of work to do. I need to finish the oil lines for the turbos, and then need to fill it, crank it over to build oil pressure. After that, put everything else back on it, and then it should be ready to go for its first start. Oh, I gotta make intakes. I'm gonna use this pipe here. I'm probably gonna cut like a 45 and a 45, and the filter's gonna be in here. I'm just kind of try to go like this, and then I'm gonna be lazy. I did this on my Q50 and it worked really well, but there's this high temp silicone like hose. It's this right here. It's got like a metal wire all the way through, so it has some rigidity. But that'll make it easier to just kind of just snake it in there, attach it to the turbo, and then have like a little bit of pipe here to attach it to. This side's gonna be so much easier. There's actually a lot of space to do it, despite what you can see there. Anyways, let's see. Can't get a good angle of it, but I'm really happy with how this is coming out. Just like when pipes flow really nicely and everything's easy to work on. I love these. Oh, this is my favorite part about the Vangeon clamps is like you push this little button in and then you can pull the pin out, and then it's like a clamshell. It's like this thing is the cost of like a coupler and a T-bolt clamp already, so it's like, why wouldn't you do it? And then you never have to worry about a boost pipe blowing off ever again. So yes, very, very proud of this and happy with it. Where did I put the fuel rails at? Oh, yeah, I need to put this whole thing back in. I took it out in one piece like an idiot, and now it's going to be like impossible to put in. So once again, we're going to fast forward to all that stuff being done. But yeah, got downpipes made, so I'm making these little things that come off the wastegates, and then this bad boy is just a coped little elbow with a slip on it, and that's just going to weld onto that. So that one's pretty much done. Looks like a downpipe to me. This one actually came out a little better. I used less elbows to do it, but the problem is I have to constantly keep installing it and taking it on and off the car a million times. And I'm actually going to crawl under there with a TIG welder and tack it in place where it fits right. And after I do that, and I think I'm done welding, then I need to put a new file on the ECU, crank it over a bunch to build up oil pressure, and then I can put the fuel system back on, I can put all the coil stuff in, I can finish the intakes, and all that stuff takes like a ton of time. So it's like, well, how do you do this in an efficient way? And like, short answer is maybe you could, but like the way it's going right now, you kind of can't. But this is part of why I just want to kind of get away from building a little bit. Like, I'll build stuff on the jig and make turbo kits, I'll build engines, But doing stuff like this is just, it's so time consuming, and the VQ community simply, they probably don't want to pay 200 hours for custom work like this. Like, maybe it's not 200, but it's for sure 100. And that's whatever 100 times $150 is. It's like 15 grand just in labor. And that's enough to make most people go, I'm not going to do that. So, plain and simple, I'm also not going to do that. All right, skipping to the end as promised. It's been 2 days of finishing all the fab work, going over every little bit, installing everything, putting gaskets in it, doing fluids, cranking it over to build up oil pressure. That's been done. I just used some Shell Rotella, whatever. Oh my gosh. Running wastegate lines, finding a way, seeing if the fuel system I had made a while ago, this thing was actually going to fit, and it looks like it actually fit pretty good. So luckily I didn't have to touch anything there. Oh, I did have to make a fuel line here that goes down to where I normally had it, because the other one doesn't come up through here like I wanted. Intake's in the way now. So anyways, that's an easy solution. Just had some AN stuff lying around. Made some more heat shields to kind of protect the harness and stuff back here. Did the boost solenoid here. I just used the existing connector that I already had. I'll try not to redo everything because it's extremely time consuming. So really it's just like new engine, new turbo kit. Turbo kit was extremely labor intensive. Other than that, everything else is the same versus like I call it the trash build that I had before, plus the single turbo kit that I make. So this is something special, and it is going to be the first start. It does look really cool finished out now. Put the hood back on, good Lord. I had to put all my crazy electrical stuff back together too. It's got water in it. I just filled everything up. It hasn't leaked. All right, now's the tricky part. Let me see if I could set the phone down somewhere, actually. Oh man, let's see. I can't make this shit up. I just played around with the fuel pumps and then it started right up. So, that's stupid. But it's on! Same exhaust and everything. Wow, sounds like good. I plugged extra leaks, but loud as fuck. I got my ghetto oil pressure right here. Hell yeah. Well, alright, fuck it. It's got pressure. I don't see any leaks really. Oh wait. Oh, my ghetto oil pressure thing is leaking. So hold on, let me turn this thing off. There, I got it. Okay, that was oddly stressful, and then it just idled on its own, walked away and everything. Have no idea why I didn't want to start. I guess cold, really old fuel. That's probably why. I have the jump pack to help it. Oh, God. Okay, all the hard stuff is done. So now I think I should probably just make a whole nother video for going to the dyno and seeing what it makes, because I think a lot of people are going to be interested in that. Again, G25-660, 2 of them. Huge intercooler, rated for like, what, 1,500 horsepower. Massive pipes and all that. 3.5-inch exhaust. Yeah, everything is there. Oh yeah, 1,700cc injectors, dual 450s. It has what I think it needs to make an obscene amount of power. I'm of course going to stop if I have a reason to, but it would be real cool if it does make 4 digits. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. So much freaking work. Engine runs. Okay, I'm calling it good. I'm just going to fix that oil leak and call it a day. Whew, the relief. I don't know if y'all can tell how relieved I am, but good God. Okay, bye.